Hello everyone, welcome back to English Pinnacle, where we take your English skills to the next level. Today we are going to tackle some of the most commonly made English grammar mistakes. Trust me, even the advanced English speakers also slip up sometimes and make such mistakes. So let's learn how to avoid them and make sure that we are not one of them. First up, let's talk about subject-verb agreement. This is one of the most common areas where mistakes happen. The rule is simple. The subject and the verb must agree in number, which means that if the subject is singular, then the verb should also be singular. For example, she runs every morning. Here she is a singular verb, that is why runs verb is used. Now the second example, they run every morning. Here they refers to more than one person, that is why the verb run is used. But here is where it gets tricky. What if you have a subject that seems plural but is treated as singular? Words like everybody or nobody are singular, that is why they take a singular verb. For example, everybody loves a sunny day. Nobody knows the answer. So remember, always check your subject and make sure the verb agrees with the subject. It is a very small detail, but it makes a huge difference in showing how polished your English is. Next, let's clear up the confusion between an adjective and an adverb. An adjective describes a noun, whereas an adverb describes a verb or an adjective or any other adverb. She sings beautiful. This is incorrect. She sings beautifully is correct. To avoid this mistake, you should always remember that when you are describing a verb or something, if you are describing how something is being done, then you should always use adverb. Adverbs usually ends with ly. So when in doubt, this is a good place to remember this trick. Now let's talk about misplaced modifiers. Those sneaky little words or phrases which end up modifying the whole meaning of the sentence. If any phrase or word is misplaced, then the sentence will end up sounding funny or weird. For example, she almost drove her kids to school every day. This is not what we mean. This doesn't imply that she is driving her kids to the school every day. She drove her kids to school almost every day. This is what we mean. To avoid this mistake, make sure the modifier is placed right next to the word that it is supposed to modify. If you catch yourself writing or saying something that doesn't actually make sense, please check for the position of modifier. Prepositions can be tricky, even for the native speakers. Some of the most common mistakes that people make while using prepositions are in phrases like in time versus on time. Let us understand more through an example. I'll be there in time for the meeting. This means you will arrive with a little time to spare. I'll be there on time for the meeting. This implies that you will arrive exactly when the meeting starts. Another common mix-up is with in and on when talking about dates and places. Let us understand more, but first let us talk about where specifically in is used. In is used when referring to larger or more general time periods like months, centuries, year, etc. For example, I was born in April, she graduated in 2020. We often travel in summer. That even happened in 19th century. In is used to convey a general time period without pinpointing a specific day. On is used to refer to specific days, dates, or days of the week. For example, the meeting is on Monday. Our appointment is on July 25th. Now it's time to practice. I am going to give you a few sentences with common grammar mistakes, and your job is to correct them in the comment section below. Ready? Here we go. The dog quickly runs in the park. Hint: Think about the placement of the adverb. We discussed about the project yesterday. Hint, check the preposition. Keep practicing and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to English Pinnacle for more such fun and easy lessons. See you in the next video. Bye.